Once you learn the notes on the piano and you learn some chords, then we need to take some chords and put them together in a sequence, and then that is a chord progression or chord progressions. And then from there, it's easy to take that and we can start playing songs on the piano. So welcome to part 4 of this 10-part series, all about keeping piano music theory as simple as possible. Let's get into chord progressions and songs.
If you put a few chords together and play them in a sequence, you have what's called a chord progression. And then songs, which is our ultimate goal in terms of what we want to be playing on our instrument of choice, not just drilling scales or other practices. We want to be playing songs are made of either a single chord progression or multiple chord progressions put together. So for example, All of Me by John Legend, it starts out with the chord progression E minor, C major, G major, and D major. So it could start out something like this. So that chord progression right there in All of Me by John Legend is the introduction and all the verses. The pre-choruses and choruses and bridge all have kind of different chord progressions, and we put them all together. That makes up this particular song. And every song will either have the same chord progression throughout the entire song, which those are a little more repetitive, but more commonly you'll have multiple chord progressions, kind of like All of Me by John Legend. Let's keep going with our music theory. At this point, let me ask you a question. Can just any combination of chords and chord progressions make up a song? What I mean is, now that we know all the major and minor chords, could we just pick a few randomly, put them together, and have a song that sounds good? Well, the answer is no, and the reason is that's just not how music theory works. Not all chord combinations are going to sound good together in a sequence. To understand what chords sound good together, we next have to understand scales and keys. So that brings us to part 5, scales and keys.
All right, so at this point, I've taken you all the way through the process of getting to songs, and hopefully you can see that we're trying to keep music theory as simple as possible in terms that everybody can understand. Next video, next part 5 is a big one. It's a really, really big one, because have you ever heard somebody say, oh, that song is in the key of C major. Oh, are you playing that song in the key of F minor or whatever? Playing a song or a song being in the key of something is a often misunderstood concept, and that's exactly what we're going to be going over in the next video. I'll even tell you why you would ever want to use scales, those dreaded drills that your childhood piano teacher maybe put you through. So the next video is called Keys and Scales on the Piano. You can actually find that right up here, right there. Or if you want to watch all 10 parts of this Music Theory 101 series, I've got it all for you in one video if that's more your style, right over here. So once again, part 5, Keys and Scales over here, or the entire series on music theory right over here. Go ahead and click one, and I'll see you in the next video.